Wowee. The Champions League draw. Wow. We will get into it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel and welcome to the reaction of the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw. OMG is all I'm going to say. Joining me tonight, we have my right-hand man, Josh. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing all right. Obviously, this is a bit different scenario to be on the channel for, but I look forward to talking some beautiful football and Chelsea winning the Champions League.
Absolutely. We're also joined by a debutante as well on the Dugout Football Channel, Yannicka. How are you doing, Yannicka?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. And we've also got Jack Mack LFC again. How are you doing, Jack?
Not too bad, mate. Pleasure as always. Thank you for letting me come on, mate. I can't wait for tonight's talking points. What a draw.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's say a few hello to a few people. AD744 is in. Tom May is in. I saw you on Jack's stream earlier. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Seamus Moore, yes, good evening. And JB is in as well. United Way is also in as well. But let's kick things off. And I'm going to say this again. OMG. Right, we will start on the draw that was obviously made earlier this morning in the order that they came out. So, Yannicka, we'll start with you. Manchester City against Borussia Dortmund. How are you feeling about that one?
Do you know what? Like, the Champions League, I always say this. I don't trust Man City in the Champions League. So I think regardless of who we got, I still don't trust us. That being said, there was worse draws in there. For me, my favourites for this season would have been PSG. So I wanted to avoid them at this stage. We're not going to avoid them unless we go out because it'll either be, them or Bayern Munich that we have to face if we do get past Dortmund. But yeah, in terms of Dortmund, I think they have similar issues to what we had last season. Like they're very, very good going forward, but they're very leaky defensively. And that's the problem that Man City have always had. And that's what's always sort of knocked us out because we would score 6 and then concede 6 and go out on away goals or whatever. So I think it's one of them things. We just have to hope that Haaland doesn't mash us up, which, is likely because, he's crazy. Sancho, obviously, he doesn't have very nice feelings towards Man City. So he's going to want to come up as well. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult game. I'm hoping Man City are better defensively than we have been in the past. And I think that might be the difference. I think Champions League is all about small margins. We're going to have to take our chances when we get them. And we're going to have to be stronger at the back than we've been in previous years. And then we'll get a chance. But, yeah, it's one of them. It's the hardest route to the final that we could have got. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Well,
now, I don't know if everyone knows this, but I found out that Erling Haaland is out of the first leg. He has accumulated too many yellow cards, so he is out of the first leg. So how much of a boost will that be to City, do you think?
Well, yeah, because I read somewhere, someone said that he was out of the first leg, and then someone said he needs one more yellow to miss the second leg. So I don't really know which one he's going to miss or whether he is going to miss one. I did try and look online because I know they do say that if you've got 2 yellows in one round, so if you get one in each leg the round before, you're out of the next one, like you say. But then I didn't see it anywhere. No one's kind of brought it up, so I don't know. Some City fans are saying that it's if he gets another yellow that he's then out of the second leg. So I don't really know how it works, but hopefully we do lose him for one of the legs simply because he's going to be the big threat against Man City. Like, he's a big, strong guy. Man City are quite small, not the biggest of men. So I think obviously John Stones is tall, Diaz is tall, but they're quite skinny. So he will outmuscle them. And yeah, I think he will cause us a lot of problems. I think Sancho will cause us a lot of problems as well down the wing. So yeah, it's going to be hard. I just think, like I say, if we take our chances, Sevilla, I know they went through, but I think it was 4-3 in the end. So they do concede goals. So we just have to hope that we take our chances and we don't concede too many goals. And I think we'll have to see how the first leg goes. I think if we get like a 2-0 again, I think we'll go for it. But yeah, we're going to have to just make sure we keep Haaland quiet if he does play. If he doesn't play, obviously, they've still got quality. So it's not like it's an easy thing. But yeah, he's by far the biggest threat.
Oh, 100%, 100%. There are a couple of people mentioning, Jack, about Dortmund's vulnerability at defending. Now, we all know about them being so inconsistent in the Bundesliga. Do you think they'll look at this game against City as a very good opportunity to, get to a final? Because let's be honest, they're probably not going to be in the Champions League next season with the way things are stand at the moment.
Yeah, most definitely, mate. As Yannicka said, Sevilla, it was 5-4 on aggregate over the 2 legs. There's one team that can score a lot of goals in the Champions League. It's Man City, and we've seen that throughout the entirety of this year's Premier League campaign as well. In teams, I think out of 4 games, this City and Dortmund will be the highest scoring fixture out of this round of the Champions League games, because I think both teams are fantastic going forwards. Both defenses are very leaky, especially with Emre Can playing centre-back this year at Dortmund. Yes, he's capable of playing midfield, but he's filled in okay in the Bundesliga. The games in which I've seen, there's been a Mönchengladbach, Bayern Munich have got in behind countless occasions, and like Liverpool this season, they've been very disappointing in the league. But the European competition, like it is with Real Madrid as well, it's been their competition this year, and as I'm interested, I'm excited to see Haaland up against a Premier League side, and this could be a trial for the January transfer window or next year if City double and buy a new attacker, because I tell you, there'll be a lot of suitors around Europe for him.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Haaland is a fantastic striker, and he's going to be so important for Norway, going to be so important for Dortmund as well. So hopefully we'll stay fit and raring to go. But I have to say, I mean, when I saw that this morning, I was like, wow, because I think we'll obviously get to the other side of things. But Josh, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one to predict, because one thing I've noticed a lot over the last few years is that teams that are doing really bad in their league always turn into super giants in the Champions League. When Liverpool won the league, when Liverpool won the Champions League, they were fighting for top 4. When Real Madrid won it 3 years in a row, they were terrible in La Liga. They looked like a completely different team. Chelsea, when we won it in 2012, we were mid-table at Bayern Munich in their own backyard. So it's a really difficult one, but the very simple fact, there's 2 things I look at. Will Pep overthink the Champions League for the 3rd year in a row? And 2, could Haaland win it for Dortmund on his own? Because he's absolutely capable of doing it. So it's a very difficult thing to predict. But you'd think with City's depth, and I think the 5 substitutes are very key in this as well, because Pep could change that whole system with 5 subs. Obviously, Dortmund will have the luxury. They're quite injury hit at the moment as well, especially at the back. So. And also you have to look at the experience of the manager of Dortmund. He's got no experience at this level, and he's come up against a mastermind. So everything points for Manchester City, but I will say this, honestly, the only reason why Dortmund have any chance to win this game is very simple, and that's Haaland. He can score a hat-trick within 20 minutes, no problem.
100%. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting game, and both teams will have have an eye on that game for sure. But as we all said, Dortmund are so inconsistent in the in the Bundesliga by all means, but it's going to be one hell of a tie as well. Kieran Dolan has said, serious talk, all 8 draws in both Champions League and Europa League look bloody lovely. We will get on to the other games as well. Now, the second game to talk about, and my goodness me, if you thought Manchester City against Borussia Dortmund was fantastic, look at this one. Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain, last year's final. Yannicka, what way do you see this one going?
Do you know what? Like, it's interesting because at the start of like the Champions League, I was like, I think PSG should win it this year. They got to a final last year. They nearly made it, and I know a lot of people get to a final and lose before they win. And I still think City will get to a final and lose before we win it. So yeah, I did expect them to kind of win it before the season started. Everyone was telling me Bayern will retain it. So this will be interesting because I think PSG, obviously going forward, they're excellent. Like Dortmund, going forward, they're really, really good. I think defensively, I don't know, because against Barcelona were just missing everything. They had so many chances to put the ball in the back of the net, and Dembele or whatever, he wasn't good enough. Obviously, Messi scored, but there's only so much Messi can do. And I think, it's for them where I think against a better team like a Lewandowski, I think he troubles them a bit. So I still think PSG. Based on Bayern's defense, I still think they'll go for it. But yeah, that's going to be a tight game. It could go either way. I wouldn't put a bet on who's going to go through out of them two. So yeah.
Yeah, Jack, just think of this. Mbappe, Neymar versus Lewandowski, Gnabry, Müller, Goretzka,
Sané as well.
Sané. The list goes on. I mean, what are your thoughts on this one? I mean, obviously, a repeat of the final from last year, but this is going to be a close one.
It's going to be very interesting. I think this, out of all of them, probably will be the most tactical game out of all four ties. I mean, it'll be very nervous for both sides. They'll show a lot of respect. And like we've seen in the Champions League last season, it was very late, Koeman getting the header late on. But yeah, that when PSG played against Barca in that second leg, if Lewandowski is on form as he has been this season, he's the top striker in the whole of Europe. He should have won the Ballon d'Or last year, and he probably will win the Ballon d'Or this year. Lewandowski against his PSG defence, he's going to get a couple. I reckon he'll get 3, 4, 5, even 6 possibly. The way PSG defended in that second leg. Barcelona have been crippled since Liverpool's Champions League game. Divock Origi is giving them nightmares and that. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see, as well as Man City's, but all of them. But this one, from an outside point of view, I'm very intrigued to see how both of them approach it, especially Pochettino back at PSG. He's got his chance at a shot in Europe yet again off the back of the Tottenham campaign. But I'm very intrigued, mate. And if they can keep Lewan quiet, which it's not an easy task, but it depends if Neymar turns up. Is he going to assist his birthday party? I think that date's passed anyway, so he'll be able to attend this fixture, which he likes to miss, which is mad. But yeah, I'm very excited for this game, man.
Yeah, and also, Josh, we can take from the fact that Pochettino played Bayern Munich last season and lost 7-2, so he's going to have to do a lot better than last season. What is your reaction to this draw?
I know a lot of people probably don't pay attention to the Farmers League, the French League, whatever you want to call it, the Sunday League of the European leagues. PSG look worse under Pochettino than they did under Thomas Tuchel. And how do you get worse in the French League with PSG? I don't understand. How do you look worse in the French League with PSG? So, and people who are saying, but Pochettino, I bet Barcelona. Ronald Koeman decided to play Longue and Piqué against Mbappe. What else do you expect? It's like me going down. It's like me pulling out a 90-year-old retired policeman trying to chase a criminal down the street. You ain't gonna get far. So listen, it's a really difficult one. I think these two teams have struggled big time this year. I think PSG have struggled in their league compared to what they should be. Bayern Munich, they're up and down. I thought they were very good against Lazio, but I thought Lazio played into their hands very well. And how 3 central defenders cannot mark Lewandowski really makes you question they are the defending, and it's obviously a very COVID football world we're living in when 3 men can't mark 1 man, but that's life. So it really is a difficult one. But I think Mbappe is going to have. I think Mbappe is going to have a lot of fun against Boateng, and because listen, Flick will not adapt. He will play a high line, and you're just going to have a repeat of basically Pochettino. It's a Pochettino dressing room, right? Centre backs, long ball. Mbappe, wrong goal. I think PSG will go for tonight because of that.
Wow. So that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. It's a really tough one to call for sure. But a lot of people have put up with the fact that I did say Bayern won 7-2 last time against Poch. Yes, that was for Spurs. PSG is not top of Liga 1. No, they're not actually.
Is it Nice or Leo?
It's Leo, I think, still.
Is it Leo, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Bayern will score more goals than anyone, says George Kyle. Neuer, best keeper in the world. Alphonso Davies, best left back in the world.
Aye.
Last time we had 3 English quarterfinalists, and Liverpool ended up winning. #7 is on, boys and girls. Well, we will get to Liverpool's one very shortly. Joshua Kimmich, best CDM in the world. Oh, he's continuing. Look at this. Oh, Thomas Müller, best attacking midfielder. Mbappe versus Lewandowski. Lewandowski, best striker.
That I can agree with. And the Kimmich one.
Amount of chances PSG had against Bayern last season in the Champions League final. Yeah. Crosswell says Bayern will do a job on PSG. Even into Diego. Bayern will win against PSG, says Sebastian. Lille are top, says James. Oh yeah, okay. I did know that they weren't top anyway.
So my point is reiterated. How do you make PSG worse than that French league? Just saying.
Yeah, Bayern winning this one, says George Kyle. Football without Origi is nothing. Gabriel Batistuta. Okay, that's interesting. Bayern yeah, don't count your chickens before they hatch. So, Mr. Bell, Chelsea got FC Porto. Now, if everyone had saw my mock draw, I actually got this right. I actually said FC Porto would get Chelsea. So, Josh, thoughts? Best possible draw you could get?
Without a shadow of a doubt, I think we've been very lucky with this draw. And when you look at our recent, obviously 14 games under Tuchel, unbeaten. We could go ahead. We go and lose to fucking Paul Heckingbottom's Sheffield United. That'll be some way to go. That'll be some way to go. Lose your unbeaten record. But with the way we are playing, it's hard to say how we don't win this. I thought Juventus were so bad. Ronaldo, Juventus, the whole tactics, the setup, the players. It was an embarrassing show from them over the 2 legs. I think Porto going to Turin and going 4-4 away goal should never happen in a million years. Porto aren't particularly great. They don't have Pepe. He's probably the only big player. They've got a good striker, Moraga. I think you call him. He's up front. He's a decent striker. He'll be leaving free in the summer. But how do you look at this game and just say Chelsea are going through? It's hard for me to say. I know it's a Champions League, anything can happen, but I will say this live on live stream right now. I see Reese and Nathan or Doug can say this. Jack, you watched the podcast, so if Chelsea lose to Porto, all right, you ready for this?
Clip this.
I will wear a Manchester United top on the podcast after. I'm not confident we are going to go through. I'm not confident we're going to go through.
Clip it.
That's being clipped on about 10 computers at the minute as we speak.
Yeah, there is one striker that obviously Porto will be missing. It was the guy that got sent off against Juventus. Name goes from me right now. Is it Tendi? Is it something Tendi? Yeah.
I probably butchered that, but we mean
he'll be banned. He'll be banned for the first leg. Yeah, Yannicka. Can you see Porto having a wee upset here or not?
No, I think Chelsea, for me, based on this draw, I think Chelsea could be favourite right now for the whole thing, depending on how it goes. But I think Porto, we played Porto in the group stages. I know the group stages are the group, but I think we beat them 3-1 at home and we drew 0-0 away. So I just can't see. I feel like Chelsea's defence are kind of like City's this season. They're a lot more secure. And I just can't see Porto getting past Chelsea, to be honest. I think they do have a decent team. They've actually got a bit of a decent record in the Champions League. I think they've something like they conceded the least, or one of the teams that conceded the least. Because I think Man City are up there as well. But yeah, it's one of them where I think I just can't see how Porto knock out that Chelsea team under Tuchel. I can't see it. It might happen. Obviously, it's Champions League, but yeah, I can't see it. I think it's going to be Liverpool against Chelsea in the next round, and then I think it'll be one of them in the final. That's
Ow. Jack, have you got anything to say about Porto's chances, or is it Chelsea all day long in this one?
It's going to be interesting to see how Chelsea do approach this game, if they're professional about it. If the head is completely in the semi, I think you can get very dangerous territory. We've seen so many sides in European competitions over the years thinking that they've already got into the final. And Liverpool, like us against Atletico, we thought, oh yeah, we're going through. But Porto, don't get me wrong, Chelsea all day should win that game. It's how they approach the game. Watch that Juventus side, and they had that arrogance about them against Porto. Yeah. Ronaldo, arrogant, moving in the wall. I'm not defending. If Chelsea approach this like the way in which he approached Atletico, then fair play. I think he should have fully capable. As I said, it's the mentality in which this Chelsea side and Tuchel have them playing. I think if you're a Chelsea fan, as Yannicka has said, it's the best draw you possibly could have got. Considering the form in which Chelsea have had in the league this season against Liverpool, I think if we get past Real, they're very happy with that.
Can I just make 2 points to what Jack said? The first one is about Juventus. The issue with Juventus, it was the definition of relying on Ronaldo. Porto had no clue, the lack of managerial experience that he had, to how to change that game around. He was tactically outdone because he didn't have the experience to change it. It was all Ronaldo's ability on the pitch, and when Porto kept Juventus quiet, so Juventus did nothing. And the point about Atletico Madrid, as much as I thought we were good at it against Atletico Madrid, Simeone still came to the bridge and parked the bus when they needed to win. Yeah. And everyone knows that we hold on to possession. You know, we were able to play our game so comfortably because Simeone forgot how to win a game of football and parked the double decker, and which played into our hands. So, so I think you know, in terms of our win against Atletico, made us look better than I thought we actually were, because we weren't really tested. If they did what they did at Anfield and they came out a bit more, I think we could have struggled. If that penalty was given to Atletico Madrid, which I think it should have been on the Azpilicueta foul, that game would have been completely different. So I think there is definitely an element of luck. But I have to put this on this. These guys have already seen it. But the reason why this game means a lot more to me now is because of what the Porto manager said. We are glad we escaped the likes of Bayern Munich and Manchester City. Chelsea are a good side, but they are no different from Juventus. Being happy for the draw, we will stick to our usual style of play and eliminate them as we did to Juventus. I cannot wait until the Porto manager eats those words.
I agree with him. Wait, what? But yeah,
arrogant little so-and-so. So-and-so for sure. Someone's asking when Van Dijk's back.
I don't think Jack, no time frame at the minute. I think even if you have the 50% Van Dijk, he's probably better than most centre-backs in Europe. So even if he's got playing on one leg, I think you'd still play him ahead of Nat Phillips and the boys. But yeah. But yeah, there's been no time frame on that, mate, at the minute. But I don't think Klopp will rush him, but fingers crossed.
Hello to Rich Sports. Had you on a couple of weeks ago. Hope you're doing well, my friends. We will be talking about the Europa League draw, so obviously stick around for that. Van Dijk singularly the most important player in the league. What about Matip and Gomez? No, again, no time frame.
No chance on them ones. Nothing.
Definitely no. Oh, here we go. Sebastian, Lord, we will be coming to that. I kind of want Real Madrid though, because to be the best, you've got to beat the best. Yeah, absolutely as well. So everyone would have seen the mock draw that I did. I got another one right. I said Liverpool would get Real Madrid, which is absolutely bonkers. Jack, what's your immediate reaction to that? I mean, I am delighted with this.
Yeah, very much so, mate. As I said before we went on, you should be doing a lottery, mate. If you got all 4 of these results, I think you should have put the lottery numbers on. But yeah, I'm excited, mate. Revenge for Salah. Be interested in those two. I think the BT and Sky be building it up. The Salah versus Ramos tie. More or less is those two going head to head in Kiev. We all know what happened in that final, sadly. But yeah, it's possibly we've got the right side of the draw as we always have mentioned tonight. We've got Real, Porto, and Chelsea on our side, and then obviously facing the 4 big sides on the opposite side of the draw. But I'm excited, mates. It's Real Madrid, like we discussed this season, Liverpool, Dortmund, Real, and of course the other teams in the league, Chelsea even. We've disappointed in the Premier League, I think all of us, but the European competition is a bit of respite now for the teams. We play better in Europe, and I'm excited to see Real Madrid. Benzema's got the whole club on his shoulders at the minute. Hazard's out. He's had another ankle injury. Isco, Vasquez has been playing as well for them. So
yeah,
if you can keep Benzema and stop the supply line to him, then anything's possible. If Thiago can dictate the play, but the big key battle and where the tie will be won for Liverpool, like it was in Kiev for Real Madrid, sadly, will be the midfield, mates. You've got the likes of Modric, Casemiro, and Kroos. Yeah. Those 3 are probably definitely in the top 5 3 best midfielders in the whole of Europe. Will be interesting to see how Jurgen Klopp combats that. If Henderson comes back fully fit, Thiago, we bought him to try and control games, and this is why you buy the big player, the big man anyway. See how he combats against those 3 in midfield, and whether Liverpool go with a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 formation, and I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a tie. I mean, Yannicka, what's your reaction to Real Madrid Liverpool? I mean, obviously repeated the 2018 final, but the last time Liverpool played Real Madrid in a two-legged tie, it was 5-0 to Liverpool, and that was back in 2008, 2009. So who do you see going through this one?
I think you're through already. Honestly, I don't think Madrid have a chance. I really don't. And, people talk about they're, in Europe, blah, blah, blah. But we're the opposite, and even we knock them out. Gabriel Jesus knocked them out, home and away. I can't see it. Even when we got to a semi, I know they're very good in the latter stages. If it was a final, it's a little bit different, but I think at this stage, I think Liverpool, the way you play in Europe, I think you'll beat them. I don't think it'll be like a massive win. I don't think it'll be like a 5-0, but you'll beat them. I think it'll probably be 1-0 both legs, kind of like Chelsea against Atletico. I think it'll be like that. But yeah, I just don't think they have enough to get past Liverpool. I really can see Chelsea and Liverpool be in the next round, definitely. I'd be very surprised if it isn't.
Wow, very, very interesting. Josh, this stat, that is hard to believe. I mean, Chelsea and Real Madrid have never been drawn against each other in European Cup. But what's your reaction?
Chelsea only changed up when Abramovich did, so sounds.
Yeah. But yeah, Josh, Real Madrid, Liverpool, how do you see this one going?
I think it sums up football in COVID times in 2021 when we're legitimately sat here saying that Real Madrid in a European competition are not favourites to go through. Like, especially given the Liverpool team they're coming up against. Because Liverpool, they don't look this. I think Jack and Dougie don't think you should have too many arguments for them, but to say defensively, you've been a shambles. Offensively, you can't score. Your midfield is as creative as me sitting. Your midfield is as creative as me sitting in this chair, and you're scraping by games every single game. So, but Real Madrid, it's Zidane. It has been.
If Zidane was playing Cam, then I'd be worried, but he's not.
Just the boy playing at Anfield, Liverpool. Yeah.
It is a really difficult game because you look at Real Madrid against Atalanta in the first leg. They were playing against an Atalanta team that is known to be horrific defensively. They were down to 10 men for 80 minutes. Yet only scored one goal. But then they played them in the second leg and destroyed them. So it is a really difficult one. But
that is a stat I don't like. In the history of the European Cup Champions League, no player scored more goals against Liverpool than Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema. Thanks, ED744,
nice
for bringing that up.
It's a really hard game to predict because I think these are two really bad teams. No offense, Liverpool in terms of the injuries you have and the way you've been playing, you've been bad this season. That's not anything. It's exactly the same with Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid are lucky to be in the league title because of Atletico Madrid are bottling it. Otherwise, far worse.
I would agree.
So these are two in bad teams going to play each other. Obviously, this game, Real Madrid's game or leg will be at their training ground, which is just weird. A Champions League going at the training ground instead of going to the Bernabeu. But
what is happening with the Bernabeu? Is it getting redeveloped?
They're making it bigger. Yeah, that's why. That's why Real Madrid have no money. Quite literally.
Yeah, that kind of says. Oh, 8744 says Zidane played a 3-5-2 against Atalanta. Interesting. Oh, here we go. The Evertonian. I think Ramos will be taking out all the Liverpool players this time. But get in the bin, Tom. Get in the actual bin.
Don't have ways
But to give you an answer, because I really can't decide between these two teams. I really think it's going to take a moment of magic or a penalty or something to separate these two teams because both teams aren't great defensively. Both teams really lack to create goals. I think generally this will be decided. In my opinion, this will be decided by away goals or a 1-0 victory. I can't see this being a high scoring fest. I think it'll be a cautious game because I think Klopp will play this game differently to how he normally plays his style because he knows that he needs to win the Champions League to get into the Champions League next season. So I see Liverpool winning this, but it's going to be a very tough game.
To answer James Dunlop, I've heard Zidane is gone at the end of the season. I've heard he's gone no matter what. Apparently there's been a decision made. I think it was in Marca that brought that, but it's obviously Spanish. That was obviously Spanish. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Zidane will get sacked if they don't win anything. Chico. True. Oh, here we go. Andrea's just saying, I call hero for that goal in the United goal alone. Yeah, absolutely.
That was the best week of his life, though. Yeah.
It was. didn't do a single thing in a Liverpool shirt, and then scores against Madrid and Manchester United in the same week. I feel like last season Real Madrid were more focused on the league than the Champions League. Interesting. I think this is very hard to call as a neutral. Nat Phillips will keep Benzema quiet. Hopefully. Hoping Madrid win, but I think it'll be very close. Maybe 1-1 first leg and 1-0 at Anfield. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very, very tight. Well, Chelsea were only a club since 2000. Oh, a wee dig there, Josh.
George, next time we're on the podcast, we're going to have a little chat.
That's Monday. That is Monday.
Is he on the podcast?
Did you hear about? Oh no! Did you hear about the Portuguese manager stubbed his toe? Ouch, me Porto.
What's my dad jokes about like?
The less said about that, the better. If you can keep Benzema quiet, Real have no attack. Shame VVD not going to be available. Yeah, I think Josh Kell liking that. Chelsea had that 50-year spell not winning the league, so not that surprising. Yeah, that's very, very true. Yeah, they haven't been in the Champions League against Real Madrid, which is mental to say. Here's a good question. From Cian Dolan. Speaking of finals, what would be your dream fantasy final? Ooh, Josh.
Is this all teams like any team, or is this ones in the current?
I would think anyone. Yeah.
Anyone? I'm going to go with a very controversial one, but I'd love to, in the final, with a full atmosphere of the 2008 Manchester United team, the prime Barcelona team under Pep Guardiola. I think that would be an absolute tactical beauty to watch.
Get me developing Brenda's tricky blues next year. Okay, Anthony, I know you're in the top 4 at the moment, and you've stayed there all season for sure. Yannicka, what would be your dream final?
Well, I'd like to see City in the final. But yeah, I don't know. Do you know what? If we were going to win, I'd love a Manchester derby. But the fact that we probably lose, I would hate that. So I don't know. Probably just Man City gets anyone in the final. That's what I want to see. Because it's just like, we need to just get there.
Yeah, I'd say even this year, if it was guaranteed Liverpool had a Van Dijk fit or something people actually in defence, it'd be an amazing spectacle if fans were allowed in a full packed Istanbul arena, City versus Liverpool this year. I know fans won't be allowed in, but if they were, that would be one final. We'd probably lose it, but
Jack, I take it you're from the UK, yeah. You're from I'm just going to say something. This is just to anyone who's in the United Kingdom, in case it's of any interest to you. If say Liverpool or Chelsea or even City do win the Champions League, the super final, which should have full fans by then, you'd hope, is being played at the National Stadium of Windsor Park here in Northern Ireland. So if the Super Cup is to be easier to win it, obviously you can have a little chance to go and watch the Super Cup game if you somehow get a ticket. That's if any interest to anyone.
Yeah, that'd be good. I just wish fans were allowed in, but obviously current circumstances. Hopefully everyone's keeping safe and well.
Part of why I don't ever want to see a United Liverpool final. I don't know if I could live with a United win.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you win it, it's the best thing ever. But if you lose, it's the worst thing ever. So that's why I said I wanted to avoid the English teams in the final, but it's looking like now we're gonna have, if we do get there, which is gonna be, I think, very, very, very difficult. If we did manage to get through that hurdle, we're gonna meet either a Chelsea who's won it before or a Liverpool who's won it before. So it's not looking good for City. I can't see us winning it this year, to be honest.
It's if we lost last year. I swear, if we lost to Spurs or when we won it anyway. There's one team in England you just don't want to lose to. It's Spurs, innit?
We can laugh at them later.
This is a very good question. The Invincibles versus United, 1998-99. Who is winning in your opinion?
The Man United team.
Yeah, I agree.
The Arsenal team were good, but they played in a terrible league. It was one of the worst leagues that year, and they got far too many draws considering that. The United team rarely drew, so
and then on penalties.
I would love us to get in the Champions League first, let alone in a final. James, yeah.
George Bermuda got winning the Champions League, and you're not winning the Europa League, so get that out of your head.
Yeah, you've got the right manager in charge anyway. Ancelotti's a very experienced manager. If you keep the faith in him, I think a couple of years, even this year.
I could have had an away day in Braga this year. Cheers, COVID. Out in Braga drinking the lager. I think that's meant to say lager, but okay. So, yeah, the Champions League. Wow. It has been It's a fantastic draw. It is absolutely fantastic draw. Now, this is an optional thing, but the StreamYard link is in the description. If anybody wants to come on and they've got headphones or earphones, and you don't have to be on camera to have your say. If you're a Chelsea fan, if you're a Liverpool fan, or a City fan, come on and have your say. Let us know what you think about the draw. Because we are going to speak about the Europa League now as well. Predictions from the panel: who will win the UEFA Champions League now? Do you know what? I fancy us.
Taking me blinkers off, I'd say Bayern, but me being biased, I'm saying because it's in Istanbul. Number 7.
Yeah,
I'd say Bayern. Though.
Bayern
For me.
Man City. I'm going Man City.
You're going Man City.
No way.
No, City. Hear me out. Okay, there's 3 reasons why I'm going for Man City. 1, they're bound to win it at some point. 2, they look the most consistent team in Europe. And 3, they have the perfect squad with the 5 substitutes to rotate, to keep fresh. They're the only team in Europe who can rotate as much to keep the fresh side in a really heavy COVID schedule. And with the league being wrapped up, I really think this could be their year. I know I go against everything I said about Man City and when we were talking about them, but with the squad depth, the 5 subs, how everyone else is doing, it just seems hard not to go against them at the moment. But obviously they've got the hardest side of the draw. But I think they are far better going up against teams that could match them than teams that they are favourites to go against, because they won't get Pep will not let them get complacent, and I feel like that was something that was a mistake the last 2 years when they played Liverpool and Lyon.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, guys, if anyone wants to come on and have their say, then the StreamYard link is in the description of this video. Just go out of the video, and you can get in the live chat. So we are going to talk about the Europa League. Granada against Manchester United. Yannicka, I saw one of your tweets earlier. You have to expect Manchester United to go through that one, surely.
Yeah, they're through already. Granada don't have a chance. Like, there's no way. I know they've been doing okay, but apparently, I think it's them. I'm sure they've got one of the worst. I think they've got the worst defense, the joint worst defense in La Liga. So they just concede a lot of goals. So Man United will do it. Paul Pogba against them. Yeah, I think United are through.
Oh, Jesus. Jack.
People in the comments are right about Pep. Probably play some dumb.
What 3-9-4-7 formation. But yeah, no, I tell you, Man United fully capable of winning this competition. I'm surprised that they scraped through against AC Milan because got enough quality. Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Martial, Rashford, when they're on form, fully capable of winning. But it's if Harry Maguire plays them all on side for the next couple of two legs. Because I think he's got to buck up his ideas. But yeah, it's Granada, isn't it? No disrespect to Granada, but I don't know. It's Granada all day, Man United.
Josh, I mean, is there any point in speaking about this tie?
Yes, because I'm going to be a bit controversial. I'm going to say Granada's going to give United a hell of a game. I know what you mean by Granada. I know what you mean by Granada conceding a lot of goals, but they have knocked out 2 very, very good teams in the last 2 rounds, so you can't underestimate them. And listen, United? I think over the 2 legs, AC Milan should have knocked out United. So United aren't anything special. They aren't doing anything amazing. And if Granada park the bus, will United break them down? That's the question. So. It is a tricky one, but Yeah, I'm going to say it just because I like to stand out. Granada's going to knock out Man United.
I think we'll all be made up if that happens. Like, but, yeah.
Well, I'll have whatever you are smoking because I honestly cannot see anything but a Manchester United win against Granada in both legs. And if Yannicka says that Granada got like one of the worst defences in La Liga, then this is going to be a cricket score. In all honesty. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a blast from the past. Roberto Soldado. OMG.
Is he playing on crutches? He's that old, I think. I don't know. He's in a Zimmer frame. He's about 40, you know.
Can you correct me if I'm wrong? But I believe if Leicester finished fourth, if Leicester finished fourth, an English team wins the Champions League, and then United or Arsenal win the Europa League, that means Leicester misses out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if Arsenal win the Europa League and do not finish top four, Leicester do not get the Champions League through fourth. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, and if Liverpool win it, they get in the Champions League, so they've been at that. If Liverpool finish outside as well, so yeah, if Arsenal or Liverpool win it, they don't get top far.
Yeah, they changed that rule, didn't they?
Watch Everton finish fourth, and then Liverpool knocked them out.
Imagine guys. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, then please hit that like button. We are very close to 1.1k subscribers as well. So yeah, just keep on doing that. The next one that I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans say, "Oh, this is easy. Arsenal versus Slavia Prague." But remember the teams that Slavia Prague have beaten: Leicester City and Rangers. That's no mean feat. So, Josh, are Arsenal fans getting a little bit complacent, do you think?
Listen, I'm going to put this right. I see fans or no fans, going to Slovakia Prague's ground is one of the toughest places to go to. They give you a hellish time. I think they were far better against Leicester over two legs, and to do that against Leicester is very good. And then I thought Rangers did really well in the away leg. I thought they gave Slovakia Prague a really, really good game. I was really disappointed with the way Rangers played at Ibrox. I don't think they were anywhere near as good as they should have been or could have been. So and obviously they went down to 9 men, which kind of just ended that tie. But
yeah,
it's a tough one because you don't know what Arsenal team you're going to get. Olympiacos played Arsenal off the park in that second half, so this is a tie that really, really could go either way. I'm going to go with Slovakia Prague to go through over on away goals over the two legs. I think Slovakia Prague are the underdogs in the Europa League. I don't think they'll win it, but I think they'll knock out Arsenal.
Yannicka, are Arsenal fans getting a bit over complacent?
I agree. I think they're kind of like the dark horses in the competition. Slavia Prague, so some good players. I don't know who will go through. I think it's one of them that could go either way. But yeah, it's not an easy draw. Definitely not. So yeah, they're more than capable. If they can knock Leicester out, they could knock Arsenal out. But then, I would expect Arsenal to go through regardless. Yeah, I think it's one of them. It just depends how the game goes. Either of them could win that. It's not an easy draw for Arsenal by any stretch.
No, absolutely no. Jack, what are you thinking about Slavia Prague Arsenal?
Slavia Prague all day, I think, mate. It's if David Luiz has a David Luiz night, and I think from what I've seen in this season, especially in Europa League, Arsenal being so defensively poor. I know they've been improving over the last couple of weeks and months, but I think in the top European competitions, when you get deeper into the competition, I think if they continue to play this pass around the football at the back that they're not comfortable with, I think Slavia will absolutely be all over them, mate. I think,
Yeah.
as I said, David Luiz, he's capable of just throwing away ties, and I think he will do that.
Kieran John Meisel, thoughts on the Slavia Prague player supposedly?
Yeah,
No.
it was disgusting, that, mate. Yeah,
absolutely disgusting. Basically, like, Connor Goldson came out and, was defending Glenn Kamara because he's like a little brother to him and all this. And then he was talking about the fact that you get fined more for basically wearing a brand on your underpants than racism. It's absolutely shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And, look, Kemar Roof was subjected to racial abuse as well on Instagram as well for his red card on the goalkeeper. Look, it's a bad tackle. It's a bad tackle on the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's got like a graze down his nose, cuts to the side of his face. So it was a really, really bad challenge. But what you don't do is racially abuse. And unfortunately, it's absolutely disgusting. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with Prague. Because someone asked will they play? I still think they'll play, but yeah, it was really, really horrible.
Mate, it was absolute disgrace, mate. If you everyone check it after the show, it's ridiculous. The statement that Slavia released. The fact that the player ran up to him a good 40 yards and covered his mouth just says everything.
I do want to say, and this could be controversial, but see, obviously racism has to be dealt with. But I think this whole taking in the Black Lives Matter, we speak about it. But I feel like when you speak about it, you're giving attention to the people who are being racist. You're giving a motivation to keep on going, because the only way you stop racism is taking the actions, and no one is taking the right action to stop racism. You can speak the words, you can say your opinions, but it only fuels people to do it. It's not a convenience that, as this is being spoken about, more people are doing it, yet no actions are being taken. Actions speak louder than words, and the only way to act upon your words is by taking action. Social media, FIFA, UEFA, the English FA, every FA in the world has to come together and take action. Because we can sit here and speak about it, because it's only going to make people do it more. And I've noticed that, you notice that with everything. The more attention you give the haters, the more they'll keep doing it. Racism is more hurtful because of that, and it's the same sequence. And it comes to a point where you need to stop speaking about it. You need to stop. The players need to stop taking a knee, because I feel like that only just builds people to do it more, and action needs to be taken about it in a much more serious way than just words.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, what was said the other night to Glenn Kamara was absolutely disgusting. And George Kells put it right. PSG did the right thing versus Istanbul in the group stages with a walk-off. Absolutely. Absolutely. The deed. I think it's oversaturated. Just find the bad guys a large amount. No bigger pain you can cause a man than hurting his wallet. So the next time we're going to talk about is, I think this is a very good one. Roma Ajax. Jack, what do you think about that one?
Looking tasty. That means the proper Champions League game. Both sides have got vast experience in European competitions. And I think if you looked at it and you didn't notice it was in the Europa League, I think you'd be made up watching that Champions League game. I'll be definitely watching that. Edin Dzeko is still at Roma. I think he can carry them through into the next round anyway. But Ajax, we've seen them get to the semi-finals against Tottenham in the Champions League. They're very capable, both sides, but both very attacking sides. And I don't think anyone would be sitting back in terms of those two legs. But yeah, that's probably that, apart from the Liverpool game and obviously the City Dortmund and the PSG games and that's probably my favourite tie of the draw in the Europa League.
Yannicka, Ajax Roma used to be a Champions League semi-final. What do you think of this tie?
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'd like to think Dzeko can go through. I like Dzeko. But yeah, I think.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They score like both score quite a lot of goals, like especially in the knockout stages so far. So I think it'll be one of them where it would just depend on who's more clinical that night or who defends best. But I would put Roma above Ajax in terms of who goes through. I think Ajax can. They tend to get so far and then kind of bottle it a little bit. So yeah, I think Roma would go through over Ajax, but it will be tight.
Well, it definitely will be. Josh, what are you thinking of this one?
This will be a very good game. Roma are an up and down team in Serie A. They probably should be doing better than what they are. So they have been hit by injury. There is talk about the Roma manager leaving at the end of the season, given their league position. Ajax, obviously, we all remember what Ajax did. Obviously in the Champions League a few years ago. I still think they're a decent team. They're playing Martin Stickenberg in goal because of the Onana situation, which who thought we'd ever see that man start for a football team in our lifetime? But I feel like this will be a good game. I think it'll be open. I think it'll be back and end. I think the Europa League this year. I think the Europa League this year has actually been it's actually quite a good competition to watch. It actually gives you something to do on the first, and thankfully none of us have the experience actually playing on it. I think Roma will win. I think Roma have the quality on all ends of the pitch, but I honestly think Ajax will really, really push them. And I just want to say very quickly, just while I remember this, are any of us excited for the European Conference League? Whoa!
No. Quite. Oh, Cian, give up, please. Look, I got stuck on a kayak in Rome with me mother. Roma!
Oh, no. Are these penguin jokes or something on the back of penguins?
It must be. Oh, gosh. Europa Conference League sounds like a business meeting. Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you would meet teams like Fish Butty FC or Salmon.
Do you want to hear when these games are going to be played? I'm not taking a mick when I say this. The European Conference League games are going to be played on a Thursday at 1 p.m. What?
Is that for next year or?
No, apparently it's going to be in place this year. Give me 2 seconds while I do some. Give me 2 seconds while I check something.
Okay.
So, as things stand, Crystal Palace and Leeds will be going into it. The teams 11th and 12th in the league. Honestly, I don't know how Ali would feel about Crystal Palace going into Europe, but
crikey! That's just got me not.
UEFA want that. That's all UEFA want.
Money.
I mean, a chance seven. I've got to go into Europe, so I think they might be going in there, so.
Oh God, Europa Conference League, Jesus. Yeah, Crystal Palace and Leeds. Yeah, absolutely. Now the last tie, I know it's Villarreal, but the second team is going away from me. Does anyone know who Villarreal got?
Dinamo Zagreb.
Oh, yeah. Tottenham's got. Yeah, let's just talk about Tottenham. Yannicka, how did they get knocked out?
Can I start? Because I have to mention, I want to mention something very quickly, just in case no one doesn't remember, in case no one knows. Let me just emphasize, the WCM manager got sent to prison 3 days before this game for 4.5 years. This manager, who outclassed Jose Mourinho, had one training session, yet his team looked far better coached than the Spurs team. So there you go. There's a good.
Well, you know what they say. You know what they say. Dinamo Zagreb with that manager in prison bounce.
Oh no.
Is it? What is it? The manager was on tag on the touchline or something, was he? And then I swear there was a load of prison break memes getting shared last night of just the prison break at half time. That was the team score. But yeah.
Oh, but how, Yannicka, how on earth did Spurs lose 3-0 to Dinamo Zagreb? I mean, fair play to Zagreb, who I thought were absolutely fantastic. That Orsic looked quite a player.
Yeah, I think Orsic, on his debut, I think last year, he played against Atalanta. They were in Man City's group, actually. And I think he scored a hat-trick on his debut. So, yeah, he looks like a decent player, to be honest. All of his goals were good. It wasn't like a tap-in. All 3 goals were quality goals. So, yeah, he just had a brilliant performance. That being said, I think 2-0. Like I always say, 2-0 is not over. Like I was saying this for Man City's because I thought if they score first against us, Mönchengladbach, I could see it being a bit of a hard tie. But yeah, Zagreb, like City played them home and away. I don't think they even scored, or they might have scored one, but it wasn't a hard draw for us. And I just think like you're 2-0 up against them, you just need to draw 0-0. If they score, you score. Like it could have gone out 1-0. Like so when it went to 2-0, I thought, nah, Tottenham will win. But yeah, they just went for it. Tottenham didn't look like they were really trying. They were kind of missing chances that they probably should have put in. But that goalkeeper for Zagreb was unreal. Like he was really, really, really good.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
that's it. That save from Kane. That save from Kane at the end. Like Kane should score, but it's a fantastic save from there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The lads from Near Post Podcast, we had them on for the Wolves preview. They're 2 great guys. Go and subscribe to them. They're really good guys. Why are we surprised about Spurs? Yeah. And as Kate Collini famously said, it is the history of the Tottenham. Yeah. Tristan JK says Spurs are literally bottle FC. Yeah, absolutely. Sack Mourinho.
There is talk. No, there is talk. He will be. He's leaving at the end of the season. There is massive talk. Even if they don't win any games here in the league, he's gone this season.
Yeah, and Danny almost scored one again. Oh yeah, that's right. Is Mourinho finished at Spurs? Yes.
Yes, that game was set up for them, wasn't it? They had a goal lead and then he still bottled it. Like, there's one thing that Mourinho prides himself on is just parking the bus, and he couldn't even do that. Like, it's like the manager's not even there.
Jack, see when you're playing Eric Dyer in defence, you're asking to lose a football game.
Yeah.
How did he make that England squad? I will never. How he made that England squad? Gareth South.
Oh no! Don't get me started. Do not get me started on Gareth Southroad. Honestly, do not get me started.
There's no Liverpool players in the squad, so we're buzzing. So yeah.
Yeah, we are. We are absolutely buzzing. Because someone has just said, I know this is up topic, but Southgate says that Trent got dropped from England squad because he's currently not playing well. Yeah, enough. Yeah, he picks Eric Dyer. Seriously.
And Kieran Trippier, who's been banned for betting for like the last couple of weeks or possible months. But yeah, I don't know. England and their officials and managers that are match fixing, you love them, don't you? So big Sam on that.
So we've talked about Spurs and their collapse, which was still funny, anyway. More to the matter, though. Josh, who do you see going through this one? Villarreal or Dinamo Zagreb?
Good evening. I think it's going to be very difficult for me for the 2 clubs. But I think honestly, you look at this game and you just go, what is this game? You could we all know what Unai Emery's defense is like, so this really could be a score fest. You like to think Villarreal will go through. I can't, if they get a lead in the first leg, you're not going to get Spurs and bottle it. I think Villarreal will go through. He's got the experience. His Villarreal team's been actually really good in the Europa League. They are struggling a bit in La Liga, but their squad isn't particularly massive, so I think they're struggling in terms of playing. I've written in terms of playing multiple times away, but I don't see how Emery doesn't get through to this. I think, to be fair, Emery getting Villarreal here to a semi-final of the Europa League is quite well done to him as well.
Yeah, Yannicka, will it be a good evening for Emery, do you think?
I think so. I think he'll edge it. I don't know if it'll be like a big win, But yeah, I think they go for Villarreal.
Kian.
Just stop it.
Kian, honestly, he's diabolical. He's not just dire, he's diabolical. Jack, will it be a good evening for Emery?
Yeah,
do you think?
Full house, I think, from all of us. He's done so well in Europa League. Sad, he was shocking at Arsenal, Unai.
I don't think it was his fault. It wasn't his
Borussia
fault.
Dortmund, Julian. Borussia Dortmund.
The players let him down big time. Because they've done the same under Arteta.
But still, he's in charge of the tactics, though, isn't he? I know players. There's been so many managers in the Premier League that have been sacked due to their players getting them out the door.
Yeah.
But he's a good enough quality manager. He's now in the European competition, and I think wouldn't surprise me if Villarreal go on and win the competition due to obviously his exploits. How many times has he won? It's like 3 or 4 or 5
3.
times.
Yeah.
3. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
This is why I've got Villarreal as slight favourites ahead of the English clubs because of Emery. Emery knows how to win this competition, and I just think that Emery will probably go on and probably win this. Right. So I haven't actually done this for the Champions League, so I'll do this for the Europa League. So Granada, Man United. I think we're all in agreement with Man United going through, except Josh. Yes.
I'm sticking my head out.
Yeah. Man United.
Okay.
Yeah.
So majority Man United. Okay. Arsenal, Slavia Prague. What are we saying? Are we saying Slavia Prague or are we saying Arsenal?
Slavia for me.
Fuck your Prague, yeah.
Yannicka?
Yeah, I'm 50-50, so yeah, we can go with Prague.
Cool. Can we just say, Doug, after the whole situation with Bernardo, you can tell Arsenal fans think we're anti-Arsenal TV or something on this channel. They probably think we despise that club with a passion and a half, but
oh, excuse me. George is asking if we can do it for the Champions League. Yeah, absolutely. We can do it for the Champions League as well. Roma Ajax. That's the tough one. I'm gonna say Roma. I'm gonna say Roma. And then I think we're all saying Villarreal to go through against Dinamo Zagreb. So, with that being said, the semi-finals would be Roma against Manchester United.
Chris Smalling. I don't think
I'm Phil Jones. Chris Smalling. I'm just going to be having dreams of that thing now.
Oh, no. Oh,
some people got far too much time on it. That was an amazing video.
Josh, I mean, you want Granada to go through, but Roma, Man United, do we definitely see Roma going through?
Yeah, Roma's going to go through, yeah. I think Roma and the manager is a tactically more united team than Manchester United. Yeah, honestly, I honestly come across the guy I despise Man United more than I probably hate fucking Fulham or something. But yeah, I'm going to go with that. I would go with Roma. Roma are just more of a collective team. Have more places. They have more of the jigsaw complete than what Manchester United do. I just think Solskjaer last year showed that he struggled in the European competitions. He showed in the Champions League last year. Don't see him being any different with Europa League.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think Man United would go through against Roma because of their history. George Carl's just said it. We have a good history against Roma. The 7-1 win in the 06-07 season, for example. Apparently, Leeds United are just... Oh, I know, no. Kane has just said, goal chalked off, never mind. VAR.
No goal.
So yeah, I'm saying Man United. I think Man United would get through as well. So then the other semi would be Villarreal versus Slavia Prague. I was saying Villarreal would go through that one.
Slavia for me, I don't know. It's just the grit that they've got in the team. The love of battle.
Jack, just admit that's the fact you're going to win Europa League because you're going in that direction.
I know I said before, like 10 seconds ago, I would probably win the Europa League. But I don't know. Something saying about, Villarreal. Go on. Shut up, McKindle.
This is a Friday night. I'm trying to work out half these ties. It's actually physically making my brain hurt. Listen, I can't. I literally, I've sat here saying Slovakia, Prague, all of this stuff, and they're going to be Arsenal. I'm going to go and say good evening, and Emery's going to beat them. It's honestly so difficult. It just goes against everything I was saying.
Just that we've got Chelsea in the semis. He's bitter, then he's tonight.
I will go with Villarreal. I think the experience of Unai Emery and the squad will get. I think Slovakia Prague will get to a point where the nerves become too much.
So the final would be Manchester United against Villarreal. Yannicka, who wins?
Man United would probably win that, unfortunately. That being said, they haven't done too well sort of in the latter stages of competitions with Ollie. But I just think they'll shithouse their win anyway. I just think they will win it.
95th minute winner from Bruno, penalty.
Yeah.
Probably something like that. Josh?
Granada.
Get in the bin. Get in the bin.
I think if it was between United and Villarreal, I'm going to go with a 3-2 win to Villarreal, because I could see Lindelof and Maguire getting ripped apart. I could see 2 Bruno penalties, and thank God Reece is not here, because I would get slaughtered.
Do you know why I want Villarreal to win the whole thing? It's not because of Emery. There's a certain ex-Liverpool player that is at Villarreal. Jack, do you know who it is?
Alberto
Moreno.
Yeah, sadly, but if they play him left back, they probably lose the Europa League final like we did. So yeah, I think he's injured this season. So I remember we were in the final against Sevilla. I was in the bog and I come out and we literally just conceded. We just kicked off, and all you could see on the big, massive 200-inch screen was Alberto Moreno, 40 yards, playing the whole team on. So yeah.
So we're all saying that Villarreal would. Well, actually, Yannicka says Man United, but
Man United,
I think Man United. Yeah. So we're saying Man United win the Europa League. Oh, crikey. Right, imagine that. Right, let's get back into the Champions League. So Manchester City, Dortmund. I will say Man City will go through in both legs, I think. Josh?
3-0 City.
In both legs?
Yes. No, over 2 legs.
Over two. Jeez, wow, that would be quite something. Yannicka, you must be confident going into that game.
If it was a different competition, then yeah. But Champions League, not so much. I think we should be realistically beaten by Munich over 2 legs. So I would say Man City. I don't know what. I think Haaland will score for sure. It's bound to happen. So it won't be like a 3-0. But yeah, I think we could go through. Probably like a maybe 3-1, maybe even 3-2. But yeah, I think we'll go in.
Kian, we were talking about Alberto Moreno. Alberto Moreno is at Villarreal. So imagine he wins the Europa League. That'd be quite something. Anyway, George Cal says Manchester City. Marlon Daly says Man City win 3-1 in aggregate. Kieran Dolan is talking absolute mince. City 3, Dortmund 5 over 2 legs. Wow. That would be something.
It'll be 7-7 because it's the 2 teams that want to call it
7-7. Wow. 7-7. That would be something. Nah, Dortmund will score Haaland. Yeah, Sebastian, absolutely. I'm not sure this fixture is set up for City. Bottle it as usual. Exactly. Yeah, Jupe, I know. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? 3-1 to City over 2 games, and City 3, Dortmund 1. Right, here's the interesting one now. Bayern Munich PSG. I'm going to stick with Bayern Munich. Josh?
PSG.
You think Poch will go and beat Bayern?
Mm-hmm. I think Mbappe will have. I think the front line will enjoy a hella slow back line that Bayern Munich have.
Wow.
Especially if Plex plays a high line like he always does against that front line, they're asking for trouble.
Yannicka?
Do you know what? PSG were my favourites for the whole competition. But I think now they've drawn Bayern Munich, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to go through, just based on what they did defensively against Barcelona. I feel like Bayern would go through over PSG, but it's going to be close and it can go either way. I don't think it's going to be a clear. There'll be one goal in it, one goal between the winner and the loser. But yeah, it's it might even go to time and penalties. But yeah, it's I think Munich will do it.
Oh, interesting. So that's 2 to Munich, 1 to PSG. Jack?
Bayern, I think low one against this PSG side. It'll be lethal. I know he didn't do much in the final, but I think this year he's a different animal. Ballon d'Or this year, I think. And if he can get Bayern Munich to the final, win it, I think he will win the Ballon d'Or this year coming up. Yeah, I think they'll be too strong. The amount of space Barca had in that second leg, as we said at the top of the show, if that's a Bayern Munich side against that PSG side in that second leg, it would have been about 5-6-0. But yeah, Marlon too strong.
Marlon Daly saying Bayern 2, PSG 1 on aggregate. That'd be interesting. I mean, Bayern has a deep defence, but then again, so do PSG. Bayern Munich 4-2 over 2 legs. Mbappe versus Davis. Yeah, looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one for sure. Bayern 2-1. Oh, yeah, I said that. If Neymar misses this tie, then Bayern will win most likely. JP's got playing Man United. Bayern. I actually think Bayern will hammer. Not just beat them, hammer PSG on aggregate.
I'm thinking 3-4-1, possibly.
But I hope Manchester City take care of them in the semis.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Mbappe versus Alaba. I'm predicting 4-3 Bayern, 2-2 first leg. Wow.
I think, one goal in it, definitely.
3-1 Bayern first leg and then 2-1 Bayern in Paris. Marquinhos and Navas are excellent. Yeah, but then again, so are Alaba, Davis, Neuer, Kimmich. What's the French boy? Pavard?
There's that young lad that's based onto the scene at Bayern as well, aren't they? Or I don't know if he's English.
What's his
young lad?
Musiala?
He scored the youngest goal scorer or something in Champions League.
Can we just say the absolute scenes when we're talking about all of these, like Doug named all of those great players, but the absolute scenes when big up Chippo Moatang scores the winner. That was just so awesome.
Gosh, yeah. How he managed to go from Stoke to Bayern Munich to PSG, then Bayern Munich, I'll never know.
He's got the best agents in world football, I'll tell you that now, mate. He's went from sunny Stoke to PSG and Paris and Munich.
He scored the winner against Atalanta in the semi-finals last year, did he not, for PSG? So if he, Doug named always gave him a big old Chippo Moatang could have scored a winner against PSG.
Chippo Moatang! Oh, gosh, imagine that.
Not quite a Divock.
Seamus Moore says, might you see this tie going all the way to penalties? I still fancy PSG. Interesting.
No, the really annoying thing is that game is on the same night that we play Porto. It's actually made me really sad about that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Rest in peace, Josh.
Oh, so that means Man City, Dortmund and Real Madrid Liverpool are on the same night?
Yes.
Oh, crikey.
Have to record it and then put all the notifications on mute on your phone.
Yeah. Imagine telling Jude Bellingham when he's a Bayern City... Imagine telling Jude Bellingham when he was a Bayern City reserve that you'd be lining up against Manchester City in the Champions League quarterfinal in a year's time. Who would have predicted that? Is quite unbelievable. Goretzka's on the red. Yeah, sorry, Josh, I'm not watching Chelsea Porto. Josh, you and George are going to fall out on Monday. I can tell that now.
Is he on the podcast on Monday?
Yeah, he is. He's on the tier list. Yeah.
I'll tune in. I was going to say I'd have the other game on me on another telly or something. But my mum would come in and be like, "You switch that off now. It's too much late. You only watch one."
Yeah. So that's City Bayern now. So FC Porto Chelsea. I'm going to say this now. Chelsea are going through. I don't see Porto winning that.
Yeah.
Josh. Oh, hang on. Yannicka, can you see? Can you see Porto beating Chelsea or not?
Nah, I think Chelsea are favourites for the whole thing now. Like I said, I think they're for definitely.
Nipun, you're asking if Jack's Scouse or Welsh. I mean,
Defo Scouse me, love.
Scouse.
Yeah, can you not tell? I'm surprised there's not subtitles down the screen. That's the case you want to get decent subtitles.
Oh dear. But yeah, Jack, Porto, Chelsea. I think we're saying Chelsea, aren't we?
Chelsea all day, mate. Has to be. But I tell you, talking about Spurs bottling it, if Chelsea bottle this, mate, then I think Abramovich will be having a couple of words. Yeah.
Josh looks like he's about to seethe in rage.
I just said, "Key in mate, get out, like honestly, that's see you. I see anyone who thinks Porto, Porto might win a leg, but they ain't winning us over 2 legs. Our defense is rock solid. We will score a dodgy enough goal to see us through. As long as Kappa doesn't play, we're okay.
Okay. So we're all saying Chelsea now. Real Madrid, Liverpool. But obviously, I'm going to go for Liverpool because I think but it won't be a big scoreline. I agree with what Yannicka said earlier. I don't see it being a big scoreline.
Just to say, it would take some going for someone. It would take some going for someone to score an own goal when he's on the bench. Take some going to do that.
Josh, Real Madrid, Liverpool.
Tough. Is Henderson back? For
meant to be. Meant to be. Meant to be.
That's really. And Fabinho in the midfield. Henderson and Fabinho in the midfield would be such a big boost. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Liverpool. I think Real Madrid are, and I think it's basically 11 individuals onto the pitch. Do your best. At least Liverpool have some type of game plan. And I feel like Liverpool win because I feel like I'm getting very similar. That game was those games against Leipzig. Leipzig gave me very similar vibes when you won the Champions League. Was it 2 years ago? Wasn't it? Where you were you were struggling in the league, but you were doing really, really well in the Champions League. And I'm getting those types of vibes again, so I think it'd be Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Oh, I hope not. Yannicka?
I think Liverpool are through. I think that it won't be that difficult.
And I know what Jack's going to say.
Do you know, lads? Not quite over that excited. Liverpool all day. Salah to get 2 hat-tricks in both legs. But yeah, stands. So I'll take a 1-0 over 2 legs, as long as we progress.
Yeah. Nipun says that Sergio Ramos gets sent off after slight. I honestly can see Sergio Ramos getting sent off. Do you know that? I honestly can.
As long as Salah leaves with two arms this time.
Might see extra time and pens as well with Madrid Liverpool. Yeah, we might as well. Oh, Kian. Origi winner in injury time. That would be something.
I'd love that.
Marlon Daly saying Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 1. Yeah. Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 4, says Nipun.
My heart, they can't take that. No,
I know. Could go either way more than any other. 4-3 Real Madrid, says Dupe. 2018 UEFA Champions League fight. Yeah, obviously. You have to remind us that, Marlon. You have to remind us. But I will go Liverpool overall, says George Kell. Very interesting. This could go all the way to pens. I feel like Klopp's tactics talk at this point is just kick the beeping ball. That's a Father Ted quote, that. That is a Father Ted quote. Right now, I say Madrid win. Okay. Liverpool won away and 1-0 at Anfield. Come on, you Reds. Might change, though. Salah versus Ramos. Yeah, I know. For sure. I love me a high-scoring game. We need to take our chances versus Madrid. Ramos still has Salah's. Oh, jeez. There's always one. There's always one. So, semi-finals would be Bayern Munich against Manchester City. So, who's going through that one? Josh.
Well, I'm going to stick to what I said about Man City potentially winning the whole thing. So, in that case, I will go Manchester City. You see, the only thing that's making me pick Bayern Munich at this current moment is I just do not think that Bayern Munich team is anywhere near. I don't think they're 50% as good as what they were last year. I feel like they're missing a lot of components.
Tom, get in the bin right now.
7-2.
It is not going to be 7-2.
So,
Tom, what's your bird fed you tonight, lads? You're a bit mad. I'll have words with Alex later.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Manchester City winning 3-1. I just think that Bayern Munich team has a lot to. I just feel like a Bayern Munich team would struggle against the fast-paced team that Man City play.
Yannicka?
Do you know what? Like, that's if we even get this far. I actually think I'd trust Man City a little bit more against Bayern Munich than I would against like a Porto or something. Because I think they can't overthink it. They have to go out there and be up for it. So, yeah, I would expect us to kind of give them a bit of a hard time. I think it's not one of them games that I would be confident going into. But I think we would be capable on a good night of beating them. Our record against Bayern Munich's interesting, actually. We played them 6 times. We've won 3. They've won 3. There's been 0 draws.
Oh.
It's not going to be a draw. It's whether we beat them on the night or whether they beat us on the nights. But, yeah, I'd like to think that City can beat them. So, yeah, I'm going to back my own team, but I can't see Man City get into the final this season, personally. But I'm just
interesting.
For the sake of it.
Jack, Bayern Munich, Man City, who's going through?
Flick versus Guardiola. Guardiola knows that team inside out, obviously having coached them. So I think from a tactical point of view, that's a big plus for them. That'll be probably one of the games of the year, I think, from a spectacle of watching from an outside point of view. I've said Bayern probably meet them in the final, but City have got the quality, but I'll go Bayern. It'd be a tight occasion, as I said, one or two goals either side, but both sides are capable. I'm gonna go Bayern.
Bayern. So yeah. Bayern reached the final. Sorry, Yannicka, but I think you've.
Just say, Duncan, I take it you know that the game that Real Madrid have in between the 2 legs is the El Clasico. I'm assuming you know about.
Yeah.
I
think we've got a couple of big games as well.
You have Arsenal, I believe.
We've got Arsenal and Aston Villa.
Yeah. Oh, Aston Villa, don't mention that. I can't wait for that game.
So the second semi-final would be Chelsea against Liverpool. Right, Yannicka, I'll come to you first for this one.
Do you know what? This is what I've definitely called this tie. I definitely think it will be Chelsea against Liverpool. I do think Chelsea. I don't know. I feel like Chelsea should win, but Liverpool in Europe are something else. So I don't know. Honestly, I would expect Chelsea with the way their defense is and the injuries that you have to go through. I think the reason why Man City struggle so much is because we haven't won it before. Chelsea don't have that issue. So I think if it's City-Liverpool, I think Liverpool would go through. But Liverpool-Chelsea, I think based on this season alone, I would say Chelsea. That being said, they might be top 4 by then. and you might have to win the Champions League to get that. So yeah, it'll be an interesting game, but I think Chelsea might just edge it just based on how good their defense has been.
Yeah.
That's what would edge
it. I do have some breaking news to say, which is just broken up. Which this is regarding Crystal Palace. Harry Redknapp, who is known to be in Frank Lampard's inner circle, has confirmed today to social media outlets that when Roy Hodgson walks away from Selhurst Park at the end of the season, Frank Lampard will more than likely be the new Crystal Palace manager come next season.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Palace getting relegated then.
Leeds have scored against Fulham, apparently. Patrick Bamford has scored, so Leeds are leading 1-0 against Fulham, so that's good news if you're a Newcastle United fan or a Brighton fan. Right, Jack, Chelsea, Liverpool.
1-0, Luis Garcia to get a goal again. But yeah. But I don't know, it's going to be a tight game, as the panel's already said. It's both sides very capable, but Liverpool, given the European pedigree, but Tuchel, he's got them ticking this season. And like we've seen, obviously, a couple of weeks ago, Chelsea got one over us. Tight, 1 goal in it. Go Liverpool, of course, but it'll be a very difficult game. It's no easy game in Champions League, mate, but I'm intrigued to see how it plans out.
I'm saying Liverpool. I'm sorry. I just think if we have all our good players back, I reckon we could actually beat this Chelsea team. Sorry, Josh. I know you'll say Chelsea. So I think from the majority of the chat, I'm seeing probably a lot of Chelsea going through there. So in that case, it would be a repeat of the fight. Actually, there's a couple of people saying Liverpool. So, interesting. I think the majority are going for Chelsea, sadly. So,
was it rock, paper, scissors? Wait.
I have to go with Chelsea as it's 2-2, and Yannicka has cast in vote as a neutral. Okay, so yeah, that's fair, George. That's fair, George. So, the final would be a repeat of the 2011-2012 final between Bayern Munich and Chelsea. And I would honestly say Bayern Munich would go and win against Chelsea. Sorry, Josh.
I agree. No, I do agree. I think Bayern Munich are able to get to the Champions League, getting past Man City and getting past PSG. I just don't see how we could beat them. The only reason I would change my mind is obviously it's the difficulty doing early game predictions. If Werner or Havertz starts getting a bit of a goal scoring threat and all of our attacking players starts to link together, we could very easily match Bayern Munich all over the pitch. But as things stand, I think Bayern Munich would have too much for us.
Yannicka?
Yeah, I think Chelsea's best chance of winning it is if Man City go through. So I think if Bayern go through, I do think I think Bayern. Just simply because they lost the last one. I actually don't think Bayern Munich will retain it though. But I just over Chelsea. I think the way that Chelsea play, and in a final as well, they've just won everything, Bayern Munich. So yeah, I think they would edge it in a final simply because Chelsea won last time as well. So it's sort of like you're saying about revenge against Madrid. I feel like they will feel that they have to win that because you can't lose twice to the same team. So, yeah, I think that will be that.
And finally, Jack?
Yeah, Bayern, mate. I think they'll be too strong. European ties, Liverpool 1-5. AC Milan come back for revenge, as the panel said tonight, in 07. So, yeah. Di Matteo somehow it was Di Matteo that was manager when Drogba scored that.
Di Matteo, yeah. Di Matteo won the Champions League, yeah. I still can't believe that.
Yeah, what a crazy season that was. But that's European football. Used to put it past Chelsea if they got to the final, win it. But yeah, Bayern giving them exploits over the last couple of years.
Josh, this means the panel have said Bayern versus Manchester United Super Cup final, like I said earlier.
We're George. Yeah, George, you're getting a message on Twitter right now.
There's only one way to find out. And Juppie said Bayern would win 2-0. Oh God, I do much prefer. Oh, he is not happy. I have really enjoyed this tonight. I have really enjoyed this. It's nice to get live on a Friday evening. It's nice to chat. It's nice.
I've got working 4-1 and I'm sacrificing a lot for you here.
Well, we do appreciate that. We do appreciate that. You can go to bed after this, obviously.
You can go. You are.
Bayern 5, United 0. This is the UEFA Super Cup.
That's one. That's the best comment I've seen all night. Yes, I agree with that.
Have to beat Madrid for Tom. Everton have not been in the Champions League. So
unbelievable, Jeff.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Glenn Kitely's in. Hello, Glenn. Hope you are doing well. Actually, Arsenal-Liverpool. Yes, that's another thing. Arsenal-Liverpool has now been moved to the Saturday because Real Madrid-Liverpool first leg is on the 6th of April. So it doesn't say what time it is at, but this is such a great live stream. Keep it up, says Juppie. Josh, if Kanté plays like he can, you can win that final.
I've got no doubt about that. He was man of the match against Atletico Madrid, so I've no doubt about that.
10-0. 10-0. Oh, gosh. I love the panel 100%. Glenn, we need to get you on a podcast, mate. We need to get you on a podcast.
Just not worry. He will literally have arguments with you all stream.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yannicka, can your boys take it easy tomorrow, please? You'd rather take the Champions League rather than the FA Cup.
You know what? Everton were my favourites for the FA Cup, and then we drew them. So I don't know. Maybe if you beat us, you will go on and win it. It's one of
those. Great stream, says Seamus. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you to everyone who's obviously watched. Fulham have equalised. 1-1. Ooh.
I want Fulham to stay up, to be honest.
I hope they stay up as well. But this has been a fantastic stream. I've really, really enjoyed it. Yannicka, very, very big thank you for coming on. I know you're been very, very busy with the first 11 on YouTube, but where can we find you in the socials?
Yeah, you can find me at Yan City on Twitter, or you can follow me on YouTube, Yan City ENT, or you'll mainly find me on Sarcasm City on here. So.
Excellent, absolutely. Jack Mack, fantastic to get you back on the channel. Just Jack Mack LFC, is it?
Yeah, mate. Thank you. Pleasure as always. Love to meet Josh and Yannicka tonight, and speaking to every single one of you. Hopefully, keeping safe and well, and have a lovely weekend, everyone. Oh yeah, cheers for having me on again, mate.
Absolute pleasure. And Josh, I really do appreciate you having to sacrifice your Friday evening to. I know you're up early tomorrow, but thank you very much as always, and I hope you're doing okay as well.
Well, I'll be back on Monday, which is a shame for everyone, but honestly, I just realised, honestly, it looks like I don't live in a room. Like I put my arm out, it just disappears. Just pure blackness around it.
Liverpool have played 9 Champions League finals. What's the one thing their opposition have all had in common, regardless of the result?
That's gone too far back for my liking.
They've all played in white.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That
I think it's because they've all played in white. I think. Yeah. Here's a question from George Kyle for you, Yannicka. How many trophies do you think you will win this season? You're on for a quadruple currently.
Definitely not winning the quadruple. I'm hoping we win the bloody Carabao Cup. I'm hoping we win that. And I think we'll win the Prem. So I think we'll win 2. I don't think we'll win the FA Cup, and I don't think we'll win the Champions League.
Interesting. Kieran John Meisel, when is your next podcast with Nathan and the other guys? Monday. Now, it is going to be our second tier list. It is going to be on left backs, and we are going to be joined by the mighty Blues Everton fan channel. Cameron is going to join us, so that'll be very, very good as well. I do hope we win tomorrow. Great stream tonight, guys. Thank you very much. Leeds defence leaking goals as always. Yeah, absolutely. I predicted Fulham to win this game in my predictions video. So did I. I said 2-0, and it's obviously 1-1. Oh, James. White kits. There we go. Juventus are technically white and black stripes, but they count because I said so. Well, there you go. Jupa, you'll win. Jupa, you'll win. Jupa, you'll win. Our midfield will get overrun against yours. We are not winning the quadruple, says Jupe. Well, it's nice. It's nice to see honest City fans saying that as well. I'd love to come on after we beat you, Glenn. Yeah, exactly. Can I be a guest on your podcast one day? Absolutely, Nipun. Absolutely, definitely, and me. Oh yeah, George Kyle's on. As well. We'll have them on. Haha. We all know how mad you got me with the goalkeeper tier list. Yes, I apologise. About that. I apologise to every Arsenal fan about that. Apologies. Man say the PSG are the only teams to have not won a Champions League, says AD744. But yeah, guys, obviously, if you have missed this, then I hope you've enjoyed watching it back. Let us know your thoughts on the Champions League draw. And let us know your predictions for, the quarters, the semi, and then the final for both the Champions League and the Europa League as well. But yeah, go and follow Yannicka. Go and subscribe to Jack Mack LFC.
He's amazing.
And myself and Josh will be back on Monday for the second tier list. Left backs is going to be very, very interesting. We are considering the last topic. I don't know whether to call it Paul Konchesky, that Josh has never heard of. Can I just say he has never heard of Paul Konchesky, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Liverpool's greatest ever left back. Wait, what?
Liverpool's worst ever left back, you mean? But until then, guys, thank you very, very much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye for now.